So once I exported all the files from Ableton, I imported them into Logic, and I ended up with this. I actually mixed and mastered this track on two separate Logic projects. So this is the mixed version, and I'm just going to go through a few things that I did. Here's the kick. I put some EQ onto it. I shelved some of the low EQ, added a boost there and a boost there. Hats, I added some chorus. This is just really for the stereo image. As you can hear, that's with the chorus on, and that's with it off. So it just makes the sound a lot wider. The conga pattern, which is just this little bit here. I've taken out a lot of the low sound there, and added a boost around 2K, and I've also added some compression to it. The filtered conga, which is this sound, this is what it sounds without the compression and the EQ on. So I've just compressed it slightly, and I've taken out some of the low frequencies. This had already been EQ'd quite a lot anyway, so it doesn't make much of a difference, but just tightens it up a little bit. Some more hats here, which again has chorus on. Also I'm sending it to some reverb. This is the snare. Now I've kept the snare quite tight on this track, so there's not a lot of reverb, so it sounds quite up front in the mix. But I've added some distortion. That's without it on, and that's with it on, so it just gives it a bit more of a crunchier sound. And something I also like to do is take a lot of the low frequencies out of my snares, just because I like that to sit in more the high frequencies. Not everyone likes to do that, but that's what I tend to do. I tend to take quite a lot of the bottom end sounds out. So again, I've done that with the bongos, boosted it around 2K. I've also added the Pan Man plugin, which basically just sends the sounds from left to right, and I've got that on quite an extreme setting. So basically, it's sending the sounds to the left and the right, and it's on 8th notes there. So that just gives it more of a stereo sound. And again, I've done that with this sound here. It's on a slower setting though. And again, I was taking some of the low frequencies out. I've done that again with this blip sound. In which every beat is changing from left to right. So on this breakdown, I've taken out some of the EQ at the bottom end, and also added some more compression. Now this for the breakdown with the pads, which is the kind of the hands in the air, euphoric bit of the track. I've tried to make it as wide as possible. So if I add the Waves plugin, we can have a look at that. So although there's not a lot of depth in it, you can see that it's quite a wide sound. There's a little bit of phase in there, but without all these plugins on, you can see it's not as wide. And how I've done this is the S1 imager can make the sound as wide or as narrow as possible. So I've got that on quite a wide width. Then there's also some compression on there, some EQ, taking out the low frequencies, boosting the higher frequencies. Some chorus has been added, and then the doubler effect, and that basically is similar to sort of thing to a chorus. Is you can basically, it's almost like adding other channels to your mix, so you can basically say, okay, so I want the same sounds on the left, on the right, and or as many times as you want, so it creates more of an orchestra kind of sound. I've used this with the maximum amount of voices you can have, so you've got the direct sound here, and then you've got a wide left, a middle left, and then you've got the direct one which is in the middle, and then the two on the right as well. So it just makes it a much bigger sound.